Whoa, John broke out the marathon ears.
I know. Well, for multiple reasons. One, we've got a marathon coming up here in less than a month, right? But for two, that's where we met. And that's where this show started. So I decided I was going to wear them. I've only worn these ears, I think, twice since we left Disney. Once for our, well, maybe more than that. Only on this show, though, have I worn these ears. Welcome, everybody, to Disney with the Ducks. Tonight, we're on a very special episode. It's number 200. It's amazing. I can't believe we survived this long. I can't believe people have listened to us for this long. That's the bigger part to me. I gave up around episode 45 listening to us. So there's people way more dedicated than me out there. So this is amazing. I'm so excited, though. So tonight, before we get going, we do want to ask everyone to make sure you go out there, give us a review on, Apple Podcasts or iTunes, wherever you get your, I don't even know if iTunes exists anymore, but you know what I'm saying. Just go out to wherever you get your podcasts and give us a great review, share some episodes with some friends, and come over to our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks, and give us, your feedback on either show ideas or if you have thoughts on some of the shows and what we've discussed. Come give that information to us and let's see what others in the community think, because it's always fun when something takes off and people start talking about things. Okay, so tonight, again, it's episode 200. So we got a big one tonight. And Jody is the organized one of the group. I'm sure if you've listened to even one episode, the rest of us probably don't even know what time it is or where we're located, but Jody keeps us in line. You do, and you're probably because you're smarter and more organized than all of us. But that aside, Jody went out and got some questions from a lot of our listeners and a lot of our fans. And so Jody, why don't you take us through what we're going to do tonight?
Okay, so I've collected some questions. Most of them are open-ended for everybody in the group. There is one specific one for one specific person, but the rest of them are all general. And we're just going to go around and talk about them. And so Lonnie, Jean, Jeff, John, are you guys ready? 200.
I am. I do want to ask our listeners if they want to take a bet, because I was thinking about this earlier. A, do we think someone on the show will cry tonight? And B, are the odds like 1 to 1,000,000 that it's going to be me? So
guaranteed.
Like if you bet $1 million, you can win a single dollar from John if you bet me that. But no, so I was thinking about it a lot the last week, how much this show means to me. So I'm excited, Jody, for this.
Well, I'm excited too. I love spending the time with all of you, and I'm happy that we're all here tonight. This makes me very
That's amazing.
So brings me great joy. So thank you, everybody. All right, I'm going to start with one that I think will bring good memories back to everybody. Okay, what is your favorite park to run through during the marathon? We're going to start with that. All right, Jean, you want to go first? What's your favorite park to run through during the marathon?
Do you run through parks in the marathon? That's my first comment question. To be quite honest with you, I don't remember much of that just because A, it's been so long ago, and two, it's just so painful, the whole thing. And so it's kind of a blur, but seriously, I think probably Epcot, because I love it early in the morning when it's dark and you see the lights, and that's kind of special. And then at the end, you just got a little bit left. So that's probably my favorite place to run. It is right at the end, right, Lonnie? Am I wrong about that, or am I right?
No, you are right. Usually by that time we're seeing things, right? But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're
right.
All right, Lonnie G, what about you? What's your favorite park to run through?
I'm going to say exactly what Jean said, and guess what? For the exact same reasons. You fire up, you go through it, and you go through it. Initially, it's dark. They got the lanterns on. They have Spaceship Earth lit up. it's just the people, the cast members are out there. They're cheering for the different countries.
There's clean bathrooms.
There's clean bathrooms.
That's big.
And you're thinking to yourself, this is awesome, until you realize you're not even 1/10 of a way through this marathon, right? That's completely different. But then at the end, you can, after you leave out of Hollywood Studios, you're going to the back of Epcot, and you're almost done. You can get a refreshing beverage, you can get some popcorn, you can get a donuts, whatever, and then you're done. So and look, who doesn't love the gospel choir at the end? So exact same reasons that Gene said. I think he hit the nail on the head. I'm gonna agree with him. Good job, Gene.
All right.
I do what I can.
All right, John, what about you?
Man, so at first I was like Animal Kingdom because it's the most beautiful one to me and it just looks awesome. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed our time in Animal Kingdom. But that's Hollywood Studios I didn't even consider because it was terrible. It's just that little slice. And honestly, like at that point in the race, I was done. Magic Kingdom has the castle, and that's like awesome, right? It's just beautiful. You're running in there. It's perfect. All the people. But it's not that either. So now that I've cheated and talked about all of them, I'm also going to say Epcot for the same reasons you guys said. I mean, honestly, it's the best. What, you think it's like a mile from the time you get there coming out of Hollywood Studios and up the river? Is it about a mile to the end? I'll say that's the best mile I've ever or will ever run in my life. So that I'm going to say Epcot. And I mean, God, the margarita towards the end, running through the countries, like you said, the gospel choir coming out, like that's when I started crying, and I don't think it stopped until the end, So I think it's got to be Epcot. It's amazing.
All right, Jeff, are we going for the sweep?
It wouldn't be question number one if we weren't cheating on this. So, right.
So true.
This one has two answers for me, I guess. My favorite running is different from my most enjoyed running, I guess. So I'm not really sure how to answer that. Clearly Blizzard Beach. I don't know why you guys never thought that should be the number one overall.
It's a beautiful parking lot.
No, but Magic Kingdom was my favorite actually to run through. There's something running from the time that you entered the gates for the parking where it says Magic Kingdom on World Drive or whatever it is, through to TCC all the way through Magic Kingdom. That was probably my favorite memories of time on course. But for the overall, Epcot would be just for what you guys said, the finishing, going through with a margarita, knowing that you just did 48.6 miles for most of us. John only did 26.2 because he's snapping, but the rest of us had done 48.6.
I might as well have just slept,
Right. But just coming around, seeing the Carrie and Holly with the margaritas and yelling for us as we were getting around the side to run over and grab those and have those in hand going through, and just knowing that we finished that all together as a group, by far that would be Epcot is the winner there.
Yeah.
All right.
Jody, what about you?
I can't run down Main Street without getting teary-eyed, so I'm going to have to say Magic Kingdom. I love Epcot and I love the finish, but something about Magic Kingdom and being there in the dark and all the people cheering and going down Main Street and you just have this mass of people who are just so happy for you. And I don't know.
Magic Kingdom's open in the dark for the races.
Yes.
Jody's a lot faster than us, so she's usually there in the dark. When we're there, it's like high.
I've never been there in the dark.
Right. I didn't know you could run either in the dark.
I something about it is just special. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say Magic Kingdom. I love Epcot too, but I think I'm still fresh and awake and excited at Magic Kingdom. By Epcot, I'm like, oh, are we done yet?
What that burst of energy. But yeah, Jody, I don't think you can go wrong there, though, right? I mean, good gosh, like it's some of the best miles you'll put in your life in those 4 parks. So I think anyone you pick is going to be pretty cool.
Except I agree with you, John. Hollywood Studios, you're there for your pinky toe gets in there, and then it's like you're doing pokey, and they're like the tiniest. They're like your left pinky toe fingernail. Get that in, and then that's all you go in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, what the heck?
And don't forget Hollywood Studios, even though it's very short, they will throw that hill going up from, you don't want it, but it's that hill you got to go up right past Tower of Terror. It really puts it on you, right? So,
but that's the chocolate
Hollywood Studios
at the end when you get the Milky Way.
Yeah.
That's true.
By the way, that question was from our friend Jennifer, and she's got a second question, a two-part question. She
Oh,
said,
boy.
Overachiever. I love it.
yeah. So she said, but if Run Disney brought back permission for spectators to pass out treats along the course, sigh, the good old days, what would be your favorite surprise treat along the course? So, Jean and Lonnie, you're our most seasoned runners. Did you ever receive non-sanctioned food items from spectators along the course?
Yes, we have. In fact, for our first one, Gene, we took non-sanctioned food. In fact, I remember back at the boardwalk, they also had non-sanctioned drinks, or as well, Jello based drinks. So let me say that. But yeah, we may have partook on some of those things. Yeah,
Okay,
Lonnie,
so
did you make that mistake though? Because I've made that mistake in local races here, and it doesn't work out for me ever.
Well, I mean, it's Disney, right? So it's magical. So did I make a right decision? I think yes. Did I go against everything my parents taught me about taking stuff from strangers? Absolutely. But I mean, hey,
Fair.
no, it was at the end of 48.6 miles, man. I mean, I forgot everything my parents taught me at mile 15. I was fighting for my life.
okay, so what would if there was a treat unlocked on the side of the road during a race, what would you want it to be? I guess is what she's saying. Like, so if you
I'll tell you what. I have a new favorite snack during a race. I'd already eaten these, but then I read that the NFL goes through like cases of Uncrustables. That NFL players eat them on the sidelines. They eat them, at halftime. They eat them during practice. And I already was a fan. I'd put a frozen Uncrustable like in my car for like a long run, and then go back to my car and get an Uncrustable between, an appropriate place. Uncrustables are magical. I think they are a perfect fuel for races.
all right, so if somebody was standing on the side of the road with an Uncrustable, you would grab it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
I might even grab it unwrapped out of their hand. Maybe.
They probably just went to the bathroom. Those urinal or those
I know.
those porta potties don't have proper hand.
And not everybody uses the hand sanitizer.
Gene, what flavor? Are you going Nutella? Are you going
I don't
honey
care.
wheat?
I've never had
Peanut butter.
Nutella. In my refrigerator right now, I have peanut butter and raspberry jelly. I have peanut butter and grape jelly, and I have peanut butter and honey.
The honey wheat ones
No
are
peanut
great.
butter and strawberry. Wow.
Mm-mm.
Huh. Okay.
You want to learn a fun fact about the Binning household?
Sure.
We do not have any jelly in our house. We're not jelly people.
Really?
Because it has taste and flavor and it's yummy.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
It's the sugar.
Y'all use jam. Y'all probably use some kind of jam.
Oh, that's it.
Some
They
very
found a loophole.
fancy French
No,
jam.
we don't have any of it. We
Is it
Gotta
because
be
it doesn't
jam
go into a
because
salad?
jelly don't shake like that or something like that.
Is it because jelly doesn't go into a salad?
I just don't. I don't know.
Depends on where you're at. There's actually a salad. There's a salad at my local restaurant made with that has a dressing made out of pepper jelly. So it's a very Louisiana thing. It is amazing. All right. Okay.
Delicious.
You
Okay.
got to put something
All right.
on the salad to add flavor.
Jean voted for Uncrustables.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring us back around here. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next because I found actually the perfect one that I would do. And I've gotten this. Gene and I were, and Sarah were running and Katie were running the Little Rock Marathon. And there's a sign that says the wall, like at mile, 22, Gene, wasn't it? It was like really up there. So they were handing out
6.
donuts. So I actually
Yes.
got a donut and ran about maybe 100 yards and ran 100 yards back to get another donut.
I remember that.
Remember, I told Gene, I said, hold on, I'll be right back.
It might have been 300 yards.
Yeah, and I said, I'll be right back. And I turned around and ran back. And he was like, what are you doing? I said, I'll be right back. And I came back with a donut. I said, it's so good, I got to have another one. So I hate running, but I'm going to tell you something. A donut is the perfect treat, and it was warm. I don't know where they got it from, that it was warm on a marathon, but it
You
was
don't want to
warm.
know.
I don't want to know. You know what?
Under their arm.
Sometimes, you don't want to know. You just want to accept it.
Okay, so we've got Uncrustables, we've got donuts. Jeff, John, you want to vote?
I think the perfect snack would be coming out of on Western Way, having like a giant slice of cheese. I think that would just set me off.
You're
Somebody
such a
would give
jerk.
me-
I'm never gonna live this down. This has been 3 years, almost 4.
Tim thought the same thing. He thought the same thing. So
In lieu of cheese, I would love bacon. If somebody could just pass me bacon on the course.
I'm going to tell you, somebody gave me bacon on at the last marathon.
Was it in Cincinnati? I heard there
No, but it was like bacon. You know, how, like get meat.
It was Stacia.
Yeah, Stacia. She's like, I said something about fuel, and she's like, "Oh, I'm good. I have." And she pulled out bacon. She said, "You want one?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Sure." I won't do it again. It was just too much. Like it was too.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. That's not what I'm doing next time. I do appreciate her, and I appreciate the gesture, and I'm glad I tried it. I won't. Yeah, I won't have that again.
Wow.
So,
all right.
So I've used turkey jerky a lot on runs. I think Joe put it out on the Lizards like 5 or 6 years ago about how he was trying it. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try it, and it worked pretty well. But now I'm trying to get more the quick like energy type of. Anyway, I mean bourbon obviously because that's how I hydrate. That's my favorite beverage. I love it. No, I have made that mistake before during a half several times. And it's not a great idea. So I'm going to go with Sour Patch watermelon. The watermelon slices, Sour Patch, because I like the sugar they give. But it is honestly my favorite food in the entire world. I like to say my favorite foods are watermelon and shrimp, but really it's watermelon flavored Sour Patch slices. And the shrimp is just a nice little side dish.
Hey, so one little addendum, okay, to my comment about Uncrustables is that's just a poor excuse. I've said forever and ever that during a marathon I could pack a lunch, seriously, like a full lunch, because I'm so hungry about 3/4 of the way full. And so Uncrustable is fine, but like I was actually looking through my phone for something and I saw a picture of a po' boy. If somebody handed me a po' boy, I don't know what I'd do.
I'd crush it.
I would probably, I'd say Red Bull gives you wings. That would give me superpowers.
What kind of po' boy?
Like, a Daryl special. Roast beef, ham and cheese, turkey, with a little gravy.
Shrimp po' boy during it. Shrimp po' boy.
That gravy would drip down your hands.
It'd be so good.
It'd be so good, though, man.
No, guys. Oh, you're gonna be sticky the whole race and have that stuff on you. You don't want that.
You gotta get a stack of napkins.
Okay.
Right. I'd
This show
sweat it
is
off.
literally
I
gonna take
promise
us
you.
20 hours.
Okay. Well,
We have visitors. Our fans are here live in the studio in person.
that's amazing.
Wow.
So
Sorry.
this kind of came up before, so I'm gonna move questions around because this fits perfectly. And the question from our friend Amy was, "What is your relationship with cheese? Bonus points if you include Run Disney race cheese."
Who wants to? Jeff, do you want to?
Well,
you want to explain, or do you want me to explain?
With cheese here.
Oh, really? Oh,
You have like the finish line cheese, which everybody has to mow the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're not allowed to eat those. I have sent, I think, at least 2 care packages to Lonnie full of plastic cheese.
Yeah.
But the cheese I was referring to was from Marathon of 22, coming out of Animal Kingdom. John might have been a little delusional. It was a little hot,
Yeah.
we were a little overheated, and they were passing out the nice orange sponges to keep us cool.
I remember
Do you
this.
remember this, Gino?
And as we were running down the thing, they're handing out all these sponges, and we're getting closer. And John goes, "Why are they passing out giant thick slices of cheese everywhere?" What are you talking about?
Lots of Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Just like
Orange Swiss cheese.
So we all had our giant slices of cheese coming through there, and we have not
Dude,
let John
okay.
live that one down since.
No, not at all. And I never will. I'll be 100 and Jeff will still be talking to me about this. But here's the thing, right? We're at like, mile 18 or whatever. I have no idea what the heck is even happening in life at this point. And I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see like 4 feet in front of me. I just saw what looked like slices of, like the American cheese you get out of the package.
John, Tim thought the same exact thing. You are not alone. It was very hot that year, and he thought the same thing. So
it was so hot. And Jody, honestly, I did read an article. Seeing cheese on a marathon course indicates a higher level of intelligence. So me and Tim were equals up here on the scale.
Okay, but anyway, what the question was, what is your relationship with cheese and bonus points, including Run Disney race cheese? So I guess we kind of talked about Run Disney race cheese.
Oh,
so.
the other part, cheese is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cheese is delicious.
My relationship with it is it goes in my belly.
Jean, Lonnie, you want to participate in this question?
I mean, I think Jeff said it, man. That plastic cheese at the end of the race, it gets my. Is it real cheese? Absolutely not. Is it good? Yes. That's my relationship with it. So after a run, I mean, I did a lot of Run Disney races, and I feel cheated when I don't have the cheese in
Oh
there.
yeah, for sure.
And haven't had the cheese in there, and I really wanted like a refund.
Can we get them to just have better things to dip the cheese in, though?
Yeah.
Mm.
So at one point you got the tortilla chips. In the last race I did, they weren't.
Veggie
That's
sticks.
like
yeah.
toast things.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Those
Yeah.
like
Like Tostitos. Even the Fritos were okay. Give it-
That cheese, I actually had a bunch left over, and I tried it after a race. I love it after a race. It's so salty. It's the saltiest cheese I've ever. It's what you need right after losing all that sweat, everything. I had a bunch that I traded or was collected or given to me, and I tried it at home with some chips. No, it's not the same. It's not the same experience. I love cheese. I eat cheese on anything that cheese can be eaten on. Not that cheese any other time.
And anyone want to share the trick with the cheese to make it really delicious?
Well, I mean, you can warm it
Sit
up
on it.
if you want, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about that cheese. Eventually, the machines will take over. Skynet will become self-aware. It'll eliminate us, and they'll have two things left on this planet. They will have roaches and that cheese. That's it. And the
Twinkie.
machines, of course.
So if we eat enough of that cheese, Lonnie, we will survive the apocalypse.
You probably will, and that's the way you will be able to survive because of the cheese.
That's
So, good question. Thank you.
yes. All right. Okay. I'm gonna take a left turn now, and I'm going to ask our very specific question. If Jean had to pick one of the Crescent Lake resorts to stay at for a week, which would it be and why?
Who asked that, Joe? Oh, that's what we need. Who's the listener that wants to know this?
That one.
There's
After.
no listener.
Yes,
There's no
there
listener.
is.
Jody,
No, there's no
there is.
listener. No.
that's kind of why I was asking Gene, just to see if Jody's
Yes,
making.
there
a point.
is.
Jody's making this up.
No,
Uh,
I'm not making this up. If Jean had to pick one of the Crescent Lake to stay at for a week, which would it be and why?
So I think any of them, but I mean, I think it's maybe a trick question because there's a good possibility I could get this answer wrong. But I think the yacht club would be a good choice, and one reason is because it's right there on the water, which I love the water. I love the boardwalk. I love the ice cream places there. I love there's jelly rolls across the street that I haven't been to in 20 years, maybe.
It's closed.
It's not there. It's closed. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't go there anyway. That's why I haven't been there a long time. But also, if by chance blueberry pancakes were brought back at whatever the name of that dang restaurant is that, when I first met all you clowns, I would go there every day. And so there's that.
All right. Vote for a yacht club. It's the one resort in that area I've never stayed in.
Me either.
The yacht club, I haven't either. Beach club is nice, but yeah, the yacht club never.
Lonnie, have you stayed at yacht club?
I'm fancy like that, though.
No,
I'm
but
saying?
let me just say something. You guys have to really give Gene some props. He was rolling into the whole jelly rolls thing. Exactly. I mean, he was like expert level answering that until he got to the jelly roll. So I'm just going to say, I'm proud of you, Gene. Good job, dude.
I'm
I
just
do-
surprised you got
I do what I can.
actually on the Crescent Lake.
Yeah.
So I could probably name 2 or 3, but or 4 or none.
Really?
But
Okay.
one.
Challenge accepted. Let's hear. Let's hear some more.
Swan and Dolphin.
Okay.
They're not. I know that they're not really Disney, but they're
Yeah.
Disney adjacent. I know. There's the Beach Club, right? There is Yacht, and what's the other one? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
What's the place that has all the fun stuff that's almost like a boardwalk that you can go to?
The Boardwalk?
Yes,
No, I thought so. And I thought,
Yeah.
well, that can't be the name of a resort, too. But
didn't
it
you
is.
pick the boardwalk? No, never mind. You picked the yacht club.
No, I
I'm
bet
sorry.
Yacht Club. But they're all right there. I mean, is that it? Is there another one?
No, you got it.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
So I know something,
You
right?
are,
Station.
you are the expert.
I stayed at the Yacht Club one time. It was for work, but I was right there.
You stayed at the yacht club. I have not stayed at the yacht club. Jeff
I
has
have
not.
not
Was
stayed
it?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Only
It's
one.
because there's a conference center right in the Yacht Club right there, and so
Yeah.
I stayed there. I ate at whatever the name of the restaurant is. That's
Ale.
not where we ate breakfast, huh? What?
Ale and Compass.
Yeah, that one. They had a nice steak. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Well, speaking of boardwalk,
Thank you, whoever asked that. If you in fact really did,
There-
I don't even belong here. So thank you for including me, whoever you are.
Just wait,
Well-
Gene. Jody's gonna be furiously texting someone. Hey, I'm gonna tell them you asked this. Make sure you
I
agree.
know, right?
Just
You,
to corroborate the
you
story.
know it's not real.
Yeah,
She's just
First
patronizing.
it's
It's
like,
me,
oh
making
yeah,
me feel
Scotty G
included.
asked it, and
okay.
Say again. I'm sorry.
We're gonna continue on since we talked about the boardwalk a little bit.
Okay.
What is each of the hosts' favorite non-Disney destination for vacation? Gene, I know you're here, but okay. What is?
You know mine?
Yeah, I know yours,
Okay.
but we're gonna go around. Who wants to go first? What's your favorite non-Disney place for vacation? All right, John.
there's so many that I really like lately. We've been going to new places.
Are you
I'm gonna say,
gonna cheat and
Man,
name
no, I'm going with Gulf Shores. I think it's Alabama. It's my favorite body of water, I'd say, in the world. I love the Gulf of Mexico. I think the water is nice and warm and calm, and I used to live on it when we got out of college. I love it. So I think Gulf Shores is one of those places where I went with the kids right after my wife passed away, and it was like our first vacation. So we went down there, had no idea what the heck to do with 5 kids by myself, but we had an amazing time. We were on the beach the whole time, like playing in the waves. We went to like Ron John Surf Shop. We did all the fun restaurants. It was one of the best trips ever. So there's some sentimental side of it, but I just love the Gulf beaches and the nice sand and everything. So I'm going with Gulf Shores.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I'm guessing my most beautiful place I've ever been to as far as traveling would be the Canadian Rockies. We had a chance to go to there last summer. If we're not doing a Disney trip, I would go back to there in a minute to explore and see things we never got to do on the last trip. There's so much that's on our list that we just never had time to. The sights, the lakes, the glaciers, the rivers, just everything there, the waterfalls. It's just amazing scenery. And I would definitely put that high on my list as someplace I'd go back to.
Awesome. All right. Lonnie or Jean, who's next?
So I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna say if I want to go somewhere to a city, it's gonna be London. And if I want to just go and just have a general overall vacation, it'll be Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah. You guys have been there quite a bit, right?
I mean, the more we go, the more we love it. The people, the culture, the food, just it's just a beautiful place.
It is pretty awesome. All right, Mean Jean.
Yeah, I love the beach, and that's where I want to be. Is the beach, and typically where we go is just a little further down the road than where you go. Where you like, John, to like the Destin area. We've my kids have been there every year up until like COVID, and we've gone to Mexico a few times instead, and which is great. I love resorts, that kind of thing. I've been to Jamaica a few times, and I love that. But if we're just talking like that's a bigger deal for us to do that. I just like the beach. I like blue water and the beach, and that is my happy place.
I knew you were going to say that. And
I got laid off. At the beach and before, and there's not a better place to be when you're laid off than the beach.
Sitting on the beach with a box full of Stoobies, Gene, you can't get much better than that.
That's right. That's exactly right.
that's from our friend Derry, by the way. I wanted to.
Jody B, you didn't answer. What's your favorite?
Yeah,
place?
we're
If it is just Tim and I, it's Napa Sonoma, Wine Country. That's easy. If it's with the kids, I'm going to cheat and say a Disney cruise because we're
No, non-Disney.
not Disney World. That's not
Oh,
Disney.
she said Disney World specifically.
You're gonna.
Gary, we got to connect you with our lawyer so that
Oh, she
we can,
said favorite non-Disney destination.
you can't say Aulani either.
Can you say Royal Caribbean cruise?
Boom, you got
I've
lawyer.
never been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, so I can't
Can you
answer.
say Carnival Cruise?
I
I'm
love
not
Royal
going to go on a Carnival cruise.
Exactly. I mean, look, no offense to
Guys, we're
our
gonna get sued by
our
Carnival.
listeners that may love Carnival. We just, it's just not our thing.
No, hey, wait,
I'll
time out.
say- okay.
Legal timeout. We don't dislike Carnival. We love Carnival. We just wouldn't spend our money there.
Okay,
Gene's working
yes.
on our disclosure as we speak. Don't worry.
What
Yeah.
John said.
Oh
Yep.
boy,
Gene, you
guys!
working
I
on
don't want to get us sued and kicked off the air for our 200th episode.
Anyway, I would say probably something in the wild national parks would be one of our like we do a lot of national park stuff that we tend to like.
Nice.
So
Oh God, I'm gonna say. Can I change my no?
Nope,
I wanted,
can't
to
change
say, I wanted to say Rapid City, South Dakota too, because it's like a mini Denver almost, and it's beautiful there, like absolutely beautiful. But one of my best friends lives there, so I've been there more than I've been almost anywhere else. But man, it's like an underrated place to go. We should do a show on underrated places outside Disney. I'm sorry, Derry. I'm really taking your question farther
Okay,
than it needs
we've
to
got
go.
a couple more to get through. So gotta stop there, John.
Wait, we got more?
You're gonna do the entire country. Guys, I have another fun question for you. And this is from our friend Katie, who wants to know, pass along some parenting advice. So who wants to go first?
I'll start with this one.
Okay.
Don't wait till they're older to make the memories for them. The memories are for you when they're younger. You will remember all the little things that you've done throughout the course. The kids might not. They'll have pictures. They'll hear stories. But for us, for instance, if somebody says, why are you taking your child to Disney? They're only a year and a half old. They're not going to remember. It's not for the kid. It's for you. You're going to want those memories, those pictures, those trips. So don't worry about what other people do. Do things for you, for your memories, not for what they say.
That's a good one. I like it. All right. Who wants to go? John, you've got the most kids out of all us.
Well, shoot, after Jeff says that, and I was going to follow it up with, make sure you build in a solid amount of drinks into your weekly budget, but man, I don't know. I think you just got to have fun. And just remember that, no matter what happens, these kids are going to look at you and they're going to see how to live life. And if you're having fun, they're going to have fun. And if you're having fun with your kids, they're going to know they're loved. So you know what? I think I don't do a good enough job of this all the time. And I need to be reminded of it once in a while. But that's how I try to interact with my kids is like, dude, let's have the most fun we can possibly have because you guys are going to learn things because we're going to be playing sports and we're going to be playing games and we're going to learn how to work as a team and how to compete and everything and how to lose. But we're going to do it and we're going to laugh through all of it. So, that's, I think, the biggest piece of advice I have for anybody who's looking for parenting advice is have fun with your kids.
I love it. All right, Lonnie or Jean, who's next?
I'm going to say parenting is like riding a roller coaster. There'll be ups and there'll be downs. So when you're going up, smile and enjoy it. And when it's going down, just scream and hold on and hope you don't spew.
Man, yeah. Lonnie, that might be the single best line of parenting advice I've ever heard. It's the most accurate.
Yeah.
All right, Jean, you're on mute, but you got to follow that up. So we got to hear.
It's not going to be humorous. I mean, as we're talking about this, I'm thinking that my son and daughter are both here right now. We had some gingerbread house competition earlier today, and my soon-to-be daughter-in-law. And I just think about this is special to me. And I mean, and I say that, and I'm here with y'all while they're out there cutting up. But though, I see it. We spend a lot of time together. But that's my point: is the time, just how important it is. Both of my kids, I've had to travel for work a lot, but I've tried to make sure that I schedule around the important stuff, that they don't have a question, that I care about them, that I want to be a part of everything and anything that they do. And I make a lot of mistakes, but I've made a lot of mistakes and continue to. But just make sure that they know that I'm here, that my daughter did cheer, and there were a lot of dads that missed a lot. They didn't go to cheer competitions, and there's times where I took my daughter and my wife stayed home because she had something else. I never wanted my daughter to feel like cheer was less important than my son's baseball or whatever it might be, And I think I don't mean to say, I got this licked or anything like that. It's just some things that I really tried to concentrate on, and I'm hoping that we're going to continue to have good relationships as they grow up, as they have kids. I just can't imagine. I was talking to a guy today. I can't imagine not, having them, my grandkids, being just a big, big, big part of my life. I see that with Lonnie. You do a great job of that, man, and I commend you for it. You're my I got goals, man. Lonnie goals. I don't say that about much stuff, but about that for sure.
Thanks, man.
What's going on? She in here?
Jody, I honestly, Gene, like what you said about Lonnie, I think about all of you guys. This group is, I think, a bunch of people who are great parents and just great friends and everything. And it all kind of ties together, right? But Jody, I'm excited to hear what you would say to this.
Yeah.
You've got a couple kids that seem to be turning out pretty good. So you're doing something right.
Fake it till you make it.
There you go. That's that and Lonnie, we're just holding on and try not to throw up and fake it till you make it.
I'd just say, keep it simple. Tell them you love them and show them you love them. And hope for the best. Yeah, I mean, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, probably once a day. But I don't know. I'm also kind of John and Jeff. What you guys said about making the memories. I mean, we do forced fun. Sometimes I'm like, come on, we're going to go play a game together or whatever. Get off your phone. Stop texting your friends. Come hang out with mom. I don't know. Just tell them you love them. That's important. Every day, all day.
Yeah.
They may not want to hear it, but they do. So,
Jody, can I just say something real quick in between here? And Lonnie, you're going to have to make a judgment call here. So this one's on you. But man, that got deep fast.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's what she said. Again, it's not my fault if this ends up in the show. It's Lonnie's.
It's going to be on the show because I love it.
I love it. I'm sorry.
Oh, we had to have John just jump in there, didn't that?
And now we have John crying, so it works.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get this thing back on track, Jody. Jeez Louise.
Okay, I'm going to do another non-Run Disney question, and then it looks like the rest of them are kind of Run Disney. Okay. All right. This comes from Lori, and she says, if you could sit down for dinner with Walt Disney, she would like to know I would like to know what he thinks about the changes and additions that have been made to Walt Disneyland and World since his passing. So,
what would we want to know?
Is that a question?
Yes. What would you ask Walt, I guess?
What would you ask?
Man, that's a good one. Are we, Jody, let me ask a clarifying question. Are we allowed to have today's technology in this meeting?
Sure. Whatever you want.
Okay, so this is honestly, I want to go for
Walt's frozen. He's the technology.
Yeah, right? We're thawing his head, and I'm gonna hold it next to me. And I'm gonna say, you know what, Walt, look at my phone. Watch Toy Story 4. Look at some of these movies and the type of animation that is out there today. And I just want to see how he responds to that. So I don't know if it's necessarily a question, but I want to ask him his thoughts on today's technology in animation versus, the stuff he pioneered back in, the 30s, maybe 40s, when he was doing things that no one else had ever done. And I'd want to see how he'd respond to. I mean, it's crazy when you look at it. So yeah, that would be it for me.
Love it. All right, who's next?
Yeah, I think Walt would be very pleased when he sees the direction. Probably not with the prices, okay, but with just how far the parks have come. It's a famous quote that he said the parks will never be done, right? They'll always be working on it, and I think he'd be happy that they're continually doing something. I think he may be a little disappointed in the length of time it takes to do something there. I think, he was more of a get it done person, doing the documentaries, reading the books. He had a plan and he was all about execution. Right. So my thought process is, and I was going to, ask him, how can we speed up? How did you come up with some of those ideas and how can we implement quicker change to the parks where we don't seem like we're just waiting forever for something to come?
It's good. All right, Jeff, Gene, who's next?
I think that I would like to know his reaction on Disney parks being more visionary and less reactionary. By that I mean Disney parks usually just set the precedent of coming up with ideas for things, and then now they seem to want to tie everything to a movie or storyline they already did, instead of coming up with new ideas to enhance and bring on stuff. So I don't know. I'd be curious to what his opinions are on that. If they're too reactionary, not enough visionary views of how the parks are doing.
Good question.
All right, Gene.
Yeah, those are all deep and boring. Mine would be, listen, Walt, check out Marvel. Hey, Walt, look at Star Wars. What do you think? And just let him go.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But Gene, when you mentioned deep and boring, I was thinking, how do you get deep into the earth? If you really want to get deep into the earth,
You have to bore.
it's kind of boring. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh my
That's what he said.
That is not where I thought you were going with that, John.
No, that's why I thought it was funny, because it was more of a surprise. You thought I was going to go a different direction. I went that way.
Plot twist.
Yeah, this is our last show.
Wow.
The last show.
Janalan. Did you guys hear that? M. Night Janalan? Because I pulled the switcheroo there. Okay, I'm sorry.
Jody, what about you? What are you talking to Walt about?
I don't know. I didn't really think about the answer. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
You know, Jody, I mean, you did have the questions, right?
I know, but I was more concerned about editing you all and making sure that these stayed, somewhat G-rated, that I didn't really think about the answers. So
You don't have to edit me, Jody.
nope.
I mean, you probably have to keep a close eye on what I say and make sure you take parts out. But
Yes.
other than that, yeah. No.
Okay, we are going to go back to some running questions. This one is really fun. This is from our friend Anne. Anne wants to know, what is the worst running advice you have ever received, and did you follow it?
Yeah, that I mentioned earlier. I made the mistake several times, apparently, of taking drinks on a half course.
But is that
Well,
advice? Someone gave you advice to drink bourbon?
yeah. Before the race, my first half marathon in Traverse City, Bayshore, a beautiful course. You're running along Lake Michigan. There's all these houses. They have huge parties, and they bring out drinks, and a lot of them are adult only type of drinks. And before the race, my buddy was like, "Dude, you got to take." Like if they give you beer, you got to take it. And this was, I mean, back then I could drink wheat and whatever. So I don't, he's like, it gives you energy. It really helped me in my last race. So we get there and there's this dude running next to me, because I wasn't going to take it at first. He's running next to me in like overalls and just a cowboy hat. And he was like, man, we got to take this. I'm like, fine. My buddy told me to, you're telling me to. I'm going to drink half a can of Busch Light during a half marathon. A terrible idea.
Dude, he's running in overalls and a cowboy hat.
You trusted him?
And you trusted him, dude?
And it was like not normal overalls. It was like a fraternity party at this huge mansion overlooking Lake Michigan. So there was a whole bunch of these kids, and they were just giving out beers. And you know what? It was a little bit of peer pressure, but I fell for it. And honestly, worst advice I've ever got in my life. Anything, running or not, but specific to your question, Anne, that's it.
All right. Who's next?
Gene, what you got?
Yeah. So when I was training for my first Dopey challenge, I was going to different places to get equipment. I travel for work, and in several different running stores, you start talking to somebody looking for, shoes or equipment, whatever it was. And I had several real runners tell me basically how stupid I was to be doing the Dopey challenge, how I was going to hurt myself, how it was, again, how stupid it was. And anybody that would do that is stupid, especially for their first marathon. And I got a little discouraged, but actually, Lonnie and I, we made the wise choice to fly out that same day of our first marathon. And I sat in the chair waiting on my flight, and I wrote down a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that I wrote was just not to listen to the people who had no experience doing this, to listen to the people who'd done it before, because those are the people that were the encouragers. Those are the people that had the real advice. They could really speak to it, as opposed to these yahoos that, that run fast for fun. That's stupid anyway. I mean, I tell them they're stupid.
Yeah.
Why spend all that money and whiz through it? You got to
Yeah.
take your time and enjoy it.
Gene, I feel the same. Oddly enough, I feel the same way about something else that you want to take your time and enjoy. Golf. I'm glad I'm a terrible golfer, because for my $50, I'm out there for double the time that you are.
You get a lot more strokes.
Yeah, you get so many strokes,
Mhm.
so it's just perfect. I
Gene,
love it.
I thought you were going to answer this question and say, listening to my friend Lonnie and signing up for a
Oh
race.
well, I mean that's just kind of a given, right? Isn't that a given? I mean,
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
trying to be a little, just not what you expect, because you expect that, that's true, but I wasn't going there.
Look what that decision got you, though. All of us.
I
You wouldn't
know.
have had all of us.
Bonus friends.
I honestly might not even be here, because I wouldn't have finished that first race, because Gene and Lonnie wouldn't have sent me that video.
Yeah.
So
It's a
the
circle of
butterfly
life.
effect.
This-
All right,
All right,
Jeff,
Jody.
what about you?
I would, like I said, would have thought John's advice was not to get on the chopper. That was my go-to. I remember when I signed up for the Dopey for the first one, somebody had said that there's a big thing about you need to stay off your feet, don't go to parks, don't do anything. And the comments underneath there said, you're at Disney, enjoy your time while you're there. It's a vacation too. And the first year we were down there, we overdid parks way more than necessary, and I paid for it. So that was probably the worst advice I had read and listened to. Was it's still a vacation. You really got to know that run vacations are not the same as regular vacations, and you need to treat them completely different.
That's good. All right, Lonnie.
I'm pretty good at not listening to advice. Honestly, that's kind of like my skill set. I know it's not the answer people would probably hope for, but like when I said I was going to do the Dopey, and Gene was like, yeah, I'm doing it with you, and you look at that training plan and look.
That's exactly the enthusiasm that I had.
Exactly. Gene's like, yeah, I'll do it with you. But it took a little while to kind of convince him, and then I had to convince Christy to convince him. It was crazy, but he did it, and I'm proud of him because he did it. But one of the things from doing it, everybody stressed like you have to, you got to do the training plan, and you can't miss runs, and you have to do this and do that, and you do the mock Dopey, and the longest I've ever run in preparation for Dopey, the longest is like 20 miles. Right now, look, don't listen to me because, like I said, I don't listen to other people. Listen to yourself, believe in yourself, right? Before just taking now look. Jeff Galloway is an Olympian. He has helped so many people get through Disney races. I would say listen to him, but don't listen to just the naysayers. Gene's point. I remember when Gene told me how he would go to running stores and people would say, "Oh, you should do that. You're going to get hurt." And I'm like, man, you tell those people they're stupid because they don't know what they're missing out on, right? So I would say I'll wrap it up like this: take everything that people say with a grain of salt. Take the stuff that you think you can use and cast out the doubts or the naysayers or things that you can't use, and land on what's best for you.
And we all know what pain is, right? It's just weakness leaving your body.
That's it.
That's it.
Man.
All
right, that was a good question.
Look, this is like what? This is our long week, right? That we're supposed to do the mock Dopey. Yeah, I might get 18 miles in. Now, look, don't listen to me though, because it's just like I'm telling you, but that's just me. I know what I'm capable of doing once I get there, right? So, it is what it is. What about you, Jody B?
I think one of the worst pieces of running advice I ever got was to try using dried apricots as fuel. And I did that for a full marathon, and that was not good. That's all I had. I didn't have any gels. I didn't have any goo. I didn't have anything else. I just had apricots. That was not good.
You needed a donut.
Yeah, that was in my early running days. I learned a lot. And then we're going to edit this part out, Lonnie, but the other piece of bad advice I got was just pee in your pants when you're running. Nobody will care.
No.
Oh yeah, I would
Oh,
care. 'cause
yeah,
I would-
don't do that. Don't do that.
I won't pee in my pants when I'm running. I don't care. There's no race that I need to go that fast for. I will not pee in my pants. And I had someone tell me to pee during a race. So not going to happen.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Hey, so this is maybe I shouldn't even share it, but you've probably all seen videos of people who have had, let's say, accidents, right?
They
And-
poop themselves.
Okay.
I saw one. My friend Trudy and I saw one at a finish line one time.
So have you seen? There's a woman that was on pace to break a record, and she couldn't stop or didn't want to stop or whatever, so she just did. And then when she got to the finish line, they wrapped the towel around her, and she lost, dropped everything, and just finished with a towel. That is my biggest fear. I'm going to be honest with you. That has been every race I've ever run. That's my biggest fear, is that if that ever happened to me, I don't know what I would ever do. I mean, I would never show my face in public. I'd never I wouldn't.
And Gene, the thing about that, you're going to be known for that. And this is what I mean by that.
For sure, right? We're not talking about this point. I don't know her name, but I'm talking about her.
I'm always going to bring it up. Other than that, it's funny. So, quick little story. I was, when I ran the Disneyland Paris races, the lady who got up on stage, they said, "Hey, we have a special guest," and she got up there and everybody clapped. And I looked to the guy next to me and I said, "Who is that?" And it's like, "Oh, she's blah blah blah."
She's the pants pooper.
And I was like, that's what this lady's famous for. Like, she's run all these marathons and these races and won. But the person literally
She pooped on every continent in the
world.
world.
Her pants on that race, and yes, I might have went
Is
back.
there a medal for that, for pooping your pants for every race?
And she was the spokesperson over there, kind of like the Jeff Galloway, the special attendee to kick off that weekend, the race weekend in Paris. And I left that whole thing thinking that's the lady who pooped her pants.
Instead of the Abbott
That's what I
star, you
get
just
on.
get a giant poop emoji.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. This
Wow. Good. Well, we went from deep to very surface level.
Yeah, that's what we do. Oh, yeah.
All right. Another running question. This one comes from Rob, who says, "What other than this year's Walt Disney World Marathon weekend? I think it's supposed to say, other than this year's Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, what do you think will be your next Run Disney race weekend?"
So for me, it's going to be I'm leaving marathon weekend, waiting 2 weeks, and I'll be at Disneyland to get my to do the half there, so I can get the coast to coast. So for me, it's the last week of January.
That's awesome.
Wow. Nice. Man, I have no idea, but I hope it's the Wine and Dine one. I really want to do that half marathon weekend. So yeah, that's it for me.
Jeff, will you be back at Wine and Dine next year?
It's not officially on the calendar, but that tends to be a weekend that we do go down because there's multiple reasons we like to go down that weekend. I have nothing on my race calendar. So it'll be the Wine and Dine of 26 would be my next, I would guess.
So next year, like a year and a half from now?
No, well, less than a year. It'll be October of 26.
Oh yeah, I thought it was earlier in the year.
October of
than it
26.
is. Yeah. Okay. So no. Oh, we should. I would love to do that too.
It's a
Sorry.
fun race.
Yeah. Okay.
Jody B, why don't you answer, and then I want to hear Gene's next Run Disney race, because we had a conversation earlier this week about Gene running a race. So
A race
I want to
coming
know
up?
what Jody thinks, and then we'll go to Gene.
Mine is all dependent on my recovery. So I would love to say that I am in my heart, I want to run marathon weekend next year. I don't know that I'll be able to do a full marathon yet. I really hope that I'll be able to do a half by next year. So I don't know. I got to jump today on the reformer machine. That was really exciting. So that was like my first like action of like feet leaving the ground in a long time. So I've got a long way to go. So I'm hopeful I would love to do wine and dine. Adult race weekend's a lot of fun. But I think we'll be back for marathon weekend, even if it's just to do the half or just to do the 10K or something. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how my recovery goes. But unfortunately, signups are sooner than my recovery timeline. So I don't know.
Are you gonna bet on yourself, Jody, or not?
I don't know.
Or
I
sign
lost
up for Goopy, and then you can do either one or
a
both.
whole lot of money this year gave a nice donation to Run Disney that I'm not getting back. So I get 6 shirts though, and hopefully 1 medal. So
You got this, Jody B. You got this.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the 5K. I can, but it's not timed. All right.
Gene.
Mean Gene.
Next Run Disney race, man. What is it?
I don't know. I want to run another Run Disney race. Lonnie is, the other day he basically said, I mean, you're not even really part of the group. I mean, you're not, you don't really know anything about Disney. You don't run any races. You're probably never going to run a race again.
I didn't say you.
You shouldn't ever run a race again because you're a bad runner. I mean, he really just beat. I mean, I felt so terrible. And I said, I think I am going to run a race maybe at some point. And now that I think about it, it might have been some reverse psychology. I don't know, but it's not going to be dopey this year. Obviously, it's probably not going to be dopey next year. It might not ever be dopey, but it might be. But I'd love to run a springtime, whatever we do in the spring, whatever somebody does in the springtime surprise, whatever. I'd like to. I've only run dopey challenges and my initial, dark side challenge. I'd like to try a little wine and dine, even though I don't partake of the devil's nectar. I do dine. It's very obvious I dine, and I like springtime and I like surprises. So I mean, why not that one? If I got to run to do those things, maybe I'll do that someday. But to answer your question, I have no idea. I have nothing planned right now.
Okay.
Nothing.
But you're saying there's a chance, so we'll go.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
And I might have said those other things, but I never said you weren't,
What he said was,
I just said that,
you're not even a real runner
with us, and you don't do Disney runs, and you don't do this. So I may have said that. So why are you on the show? I did say that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Why are you even on this show?
I did say that, and I'm sorry I said
so
that.
Bad.
I'm sorry I said that. Sometimes, you hurt the ones you love. I'm sorry if I hurt you saying that.
All right, guys, last question. This comes from our friend John, and he wants to know, what is your fondest Disney memory?
Disney in general, not necessarily Run Disney, just Disney.
What is your fondest Disney memory?
That's an easy one for me. Probably one of our first trips. I think it was actually Riley's 3rd trip. We had reservations for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in the morning. It was at park opening, and they still had the castle or the train show that would come over from the Magic Kingdom. We checked in, and they said, "Sure, go ahead." And they let us in to go into the thing, but it was before they even did the train show, so it was kind of weird that they would let us in for that. But we said okay, and we were the only ones in the park. I have a video of Riley running down Main Street. You hear Peter Pan music playing in the background. She's got her arms out and she's kind of flying down through there. There's people squeegeeing the streets and stuff off. We made it all the way down to the hub before somebody in the golf carts came in and said, "How did you get here?" And said that, well, we had reservations. They said they shouldn't have let you in. You need to go back to the front of the park and go out and let me come in with everybody else. So we had gotten pictures and everything with just us in the park at that point even. There's nobody else in there. We kind of just walked our way very slowly to the front of the park, watched the train show from behind the railroad station. And as soon as that ended and as people started, we just turned around and went right back in. But it was just us in the Magic Kingdom, and there's like a nice fog around the castle. It's probably one of my happiest moments with Riley there and just us in the parks.
I love it.
Awesome.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll say for me, I mean, I really I can't narrow it down to one. 2 of them. Finishing the marathon was just, I mean, Well, I lost that bet. So I did make it, honestly, an hour and 7 minutes before I started crying. God, that was just one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. So that, and then, sorry, being at the park on Christmas Day with just our family, it was so much fun. So that's it.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, Lonnie.
Love you, John, man. I was so happy. I'm so happy to have been a part of that. You know, to be there, to you know, that's one of the things I love about doing this is just being with people for that experience. You know, it's great when you have it yourself, but just that's one of my favorite experiences, and probably as there have been so many great ones, but that whole weekend is, you know, the opportunity to have met all of you guys, invite myself to breakfast, dispel the rumors that Lonnie and I were something more than running partners. All of it was pretty special, you know.
Yeah, no, for me it's a combination. There's so many great memories at Disney, but I'm going to say one that really stands out is we took a park and cruise vacation, and it was my grandson's first time at Disney, and we stayed at Kidani. And the thing that I love about it is that, you know how those halls are so long, where he was just running down the halls, right? He's you know, 2.5 going on 3. He's running down the halls, and all of the cast members that, you know, clean rooms and stuff just would get to the side, and he just was running by me. It was like, go, go, go. And I remember somebody on, I posted that video online on Facebook, and somebody said, man, that kid is having a blast. He'll be 18 by the time he gets to the end of that tunnel. Right? Because the halls are so long, right? And then, so we take that and we do Disney there, and we leave and we go to the port and we all hop on the Dream. And I just remember him running down the corridors of the ship, and the same things, you know, people just would go to the side and like, he has so much energy, and the cast members like, he is going. He was just running from, you know, up one corridor, down the other corridor of the Dream, and just, you know, being able to experience, well, I guess say his love of running, because I hate running, but seeing him experience Disney for the first time and seeing those characters, that was awesome.
All right,
Jody.
Perfect way to end it. So,
no, Jody, you didn't say
Jody.
I didn't. Well, I'm not going to go into Run Disney because there's too many of them that are too special to me. Too many great experiences and memories. I was just showing my physical therapist some pictures today. So, we're like, oh, and this one. And anyway, but for me, the family trips are so incredibly important because Timmy has a super stressful job, and it's a time for him to be a kid, and he didn't get trips like this as a kid. And so building that as our family is really incredible. And now reliving it, when we go back, we'll say like, oh, do you remember that time when you did this here? Or, oh, do you remember that time we were on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and that old guy was behind us and he took his hat off and he ruffled your hair? Or just all those little things that are collective memories that we talk about and that are just built into the DNA of the fabric of our family. And I'm glad that we've been able to do that as a family. It's special. People say, why Disney all the time? And part of it is it's safe. You know, you go there and it's not perfect all the time. People get hot and tired and cranky, but you're going to build some pretty fantastic. And sometimes the hot and cranky parts are funny memories too. So that's right.
Looking back on them, they are right in the moment.
In the moment,
we've all had those. Anybody who's gone to Disney with a kid has had one of those moments. You're just like, you know what? Yeah, it happens. It was hot. Yeah. Everyone was yelling at me. Yeah, it happens.
Well, that's it for the questions, guys. Thank you so much for answering them.
Hey, just for one point of clarification, I didn't realize we could talk about our families because obviously that's my most important, my favorite Disney memories. So just so you know, okay, I thought we were talking about within this group.
Don't
Go
worry,
ahead.
Christy doesn't listen to the show.
ahead.
She's not going
Go
to get
ahead. Go ahead.
Luckily, after Lonnie neglected to edit out my comments about bows, right? Was that a couple weeks ago? Yeah. Thanks. Oh.
All right, John. That's all the questions.
Oh, that's wow. Thank you to all of our friends who submitted those questions. That was so much fun. That's the most fun I've had in a while. And that just makes it, it makes going.
Dude, you gotta get a life, bro. I'm just saying.
Well, probably. Gene, do you want to know how many kids we have?
I've heard
There's
this
a lot.
few.
There's a lot. There's a lot. So, there's not a lot of time. But but thank you everyone for taking the time to do that. Listening to our show for 200 episodes. I can't believe there's people that have listened to us for that long. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Pretty something.
Yeah.
Pretty something.
So, thank you everyone so much for everybody who's listened and shared our episodes and joined our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks, or given us a review. So if you're not part of one of those groups, you should go join them right now because it's not that hard to do, right? Go give us a review where you get your podcasts and come over Facebook, join us, Disney with the Ducks. We talk about a lot of fun things and you can come over there and tell us some of your answers to some of these questions. What are your fondest Disney memories? What do you want to ask Walt Disney? Things like that. It'll be really exciting.
Hey, John, don't forget about YouTube, man. What should they do on YouTube?
Probably smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Pow, 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 pow.
And give us a like.
I honestly, I've never really been on YouTube. If I can't listen to it while I'm moving around, I can't do it. There's too many kids here. But you know what? We've had a lot of fun tonight. We've had a lot of giggles. We're going to now give our listeners even more giggles, right? We're going to quack them up. So it's time for Quacking Up with the Ducks. So Jody, what do you got?
Well, everyone talks about how I try to keep you guys in line, and trust me, I try, but it's hard.
It can't be done.
But really, the real question is why don't ducks like following instructions?
I don't know, Jody. Why?
I don't know.
They prefer to wing it.
They do. They do.
A duck joke. I just got why you did a duck joke. Wow. That was funny. I liked it. Jeff, can you quack anybody up?
So Kim and I went to dinner the other night, and great meal, just too much food. And the waiter came over after we were done eating. He goes, "Would you like to box for your leftovers?" And I said, "No, I'm not into fighting."
Oh boy, I love it. Gene, what do you got? What's fun?
So today's garbage day at my house, and I talked to the guy, and I said, is this? Tell me about this job. What's the training like? And he said, "Oh, there's no official training. You just kind of pick it up as you go along."
Oh boy, that is really good. Lonnie, can you quack us up?
Did you guys ever hear about the poor duck who wanted plastic surgery for his face?
No.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get it because he couldn't afford the bill. Get it, duck bill?
Yes, got it.
Oh my God, now there's a lot of pressure because these are some of the best jokes we've had.
That's not saying much, John.
This one hits on a couple different topics. It's something we talked about earlier in the show, but it also brings in, just the fact that we're obviously getting old. We've hit 200 episodes. Which underwear brand do seniors love best?
Well, it depends.
I mean, that depends.
It depends. Jeff got it. It depends. Oh boy. Okay. Wow, that's offensive. Okay. Well, again, thank you everyone for listening for 200 episodes. Hopefully we can keep this thing going because, man, I love hanging out with you guys and doing this, and this is so much fun. But no, it is amazing to get to do this with you guys every week. I love this. So yeah, I don't know. That's really all we
so no, it's not all we have because because there were a lot of things that have to be covered at this point, and the lawyers have written quite a bit. So let me just make sure that the disclaimer's read. The preceding program marked the 200th episode of Disney with the Ducks and may have contained dangerously high levels of nostalgia, unsolicited opinions, and one suspiciously well-researched response about the Crescent Lake area. Listener discretion is advised. This episode was hosted by Jody, Lonnie, John, Jeff, and Gene, though it should be noted that Gene remains emotionally surprised to be included in the group, particularly since a listener specifically submitted a question just for him. Any accurate, detailed, or historically rich information regarding Crescent Lake Resorts is purely coincidental. Questions asked by Jody were submitted by listeners and covered preferences related to Disney parks, resorts, races, and several non-Disney topics that raised concerns about the judgment, taste levels, and whether Lonnie should be allowed to answer first. Opinions expressed by John and Jeff were their own, while Lonnie's answers should be double-checked with a trusted adult or verified Disney source. Jody maintained order as best she could, which is to say, admirably, but with limited success. Listeners should also be aware that John occasionally drifted into mildly inappropriate territory. These moments were not planned, not rehearsed, and not endorsed by the show, but were quickly reined in by social norms. Jody's facial expressions are the collective realization that this is still technically a family Disney podcast. The episode concluded with our customary dad jokes, specifically those delivered by Jeff and Lonnie, which remain consistently, impressively, and almost artistically terrible. These jokes have not improved in 200 episodes and are now considered a long-running endurance test for both the audience and the rest of the cast. Groans, eye-rolling, delayed laughter, and brief moments of silence are normal side effects. Finally, the host would like to officially state that we have absolutely no idea how we have made it to 200 episodes, how this podcast had lasted this long, or why anyone continues to listen to us. Any success achieved is purely accidental, deeply confusing, and likely the result of listener loyalty, habit, or forgetting to unsubscribe. No ducks were harmed in the making of this episode. All magic is subjective. All opinions are final until next week. And as always, thanks for waddling with us for 200 episodes. In all seriousness, I have no idea why anybody would want to listen to this. I have such fun. I know we all have fun. That's kind of why we started this. I do love it that people enjoy it. And if I love it that people are along for the ride. Thank you, listeners, for being along for the ride. This is fun, and I appreciate all your interaction. And I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you guys, too. You cast, hosts, whatever we are.
Love you, listeners, and not in a creepy way that makes you nervous when we meet in the parks.
When Lonnie shows up, photobombing your pictures.
Yes, in a good, clean, wholesome way.
Ish.
All right. Well, Kwaharini, everyone.
Good work.
Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Thanks,
Good
friends.
work.
Oh, bye. Oh, guys, that was so much fun.
We did
Thank
it.
you. I needed that tonight.
We
I think. It's been
survived.
a long week. It's been a long
200.
week.
New
Who'd have thunk it?
200.
birthday balloons.
Wow. And it's been like 3 years.
Two.
Over 3 years. I
200.
think.
It'll be 4 years in February.
John, what do you get when you cross a cow with an octopus?
I don't know.
A meeting with the ethics committee and the swift removal of your research funding.